What's up, coffee campers? Thank you for watching All Terrain Coffee and Camping. I'm Jason, and today I'm going to talk about an accessory for the Aeropress. And this accessory is the Fellows Prismo. And what this is a replacement cap. And the way they kind of promote this is you can get a espresso-like cup of coffee. And notice it's espresso-like, it's not espresso. And that's because with the Aeropress, or at least with this configuration, maybe somebody will come up with a way to get more pressure in them, but I doubt it. But anyway, with the Aeropress, you're not going to get enough pressure to achieve what you need to get the extraction for espresso. So it's got a stainless mesh filter for this, right? And if we look here in the bottom, and I'm going to flip it over, there's a single point. Now, if we compare that to the cap that comes with the espresso, you'll see multiple holes here, just a grid all over that the coffee comes from. What they've done here is they've done one single exit point, and it's sealed. So as you're pouring water in here, it's not going to start dripping automatically. So and there's some people that will still do what they call immersion or upside down version of the Aeropress, but you don't have to do it with this. You can still allow it time to steep, because it's not going to come out till you apply pressure. So there we go. So this is in place. I'm going to take my GSI Infinity mug. We're just going to take the sleeve off so we can get a view of the coffee while it's coming out. Now, the way I like to brew with the Prismo, I've been using this now for about 2 months. I'm going to put my coffee grinds in. The amount of grinds I'm using here, this is 1 scoop of whole bean coffee, and that's the Aeropress scoop. I do all my measurements with the Aeropress, especially when I'm out camping. I'm not taking a scale with me, right? I enjoy fresh grinding my beans, so I'm not going to have a scale out here. It's all eyeball. So what I do is my unit of measure is the Aeropress scoop. I always use that, and about the same amount. I've done enough now, I know what it looks like. I have been using this every day for the past 2 months with the Prismo attachment. I've fallen in love with it. It makes a great cup of coffee. So what I do is the numbers here on the Aeropress. I like to fill the water up first to the number 3. Then if the coffee's starting to bloom, I give the coffee just a few seconds to let it finish blooming and rising, and then I'm going to stir it for about 20 seconds. Once that's done, I'm going to allow it to steep for about 40 seconds. Well, actually what I've done is, after I'm done stirring it, I'm going to top it all the way up to the top with water. Then I'm going to let it steep for about 40 seconds or so. I'm going to use a timer on my phone. I've actually been using an app called Aromatic, and it allows me to build a recipe with a timer on it. So I've made a recipe for using my Prismo, and I'll just give you a quick glimpse of this. I've talked about this a little bit on my Instagram. I will probably do a short video in the future on this as well. I've really enjoyed this app. There's a free and a paid version, but I'm not going to get into all that right now. This is how I'm going to time my coffee. So I'm going to turn the numbers to me so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so and it's a little bit higher than what I normally do. It means I just got to be careful as I'm stirring. That's why I like to stop at the 3. It gives me that little bit of space at the top, so I'm not sloshing it out as bad. All right, start my timer. And this is the stir paddle that comes with the Aeropress. It's what I've been using at home. You could use a spoon. I've also used my Tokes titanium long handle spoon to do this. I like using this one because it is a bit easier to clean, being all plastic. The Tokes has a polished bowl, but it's unpolished on the handle, and it's just a little bit more cleaning effort. Not really that big of a deal though. Okay. I actually stirred that a bit longer because I was talking. So I'm going to top this up. And the cool thing about the app is when it hits your phases, it will ding for you, but I've got my sound turned off on this right now, so I didn't hear the ding. So I'm going to let this steep for just a little bit longer than what I normally would with the additional water in it, but not too much longer. Right, now what I do is I just do a quick press. I don't wait, I just go in and press it. A lot of times when I use the Aeropress cap, I would slowly press it. And as you'll see, there's very little drip. A lot of times, actually a little bit of condensation just came out the side. That's just regular water there. But with the Aeropress, when you first take it off, it can still, I mean with the Aeropress cap, it can still be dripping a little bit. So I'll usually let that sit. And there we go. And you probably can't see it very well. You can see there's a little bit of bubbles. It's not a true crema, but it does cause a little bit of a bubbly type foam at the top. But it's not enough you can really even taste it. By the time you start moving around, it starts going away. But this is just how I've been doing my coffees. I've really enjoyed it. So check it out. I think, and this is something, I'm not saying anything new. If you read any reviews about this, the biggest complaint that people really have about it, other than those who don't understand that it's not going to make an espresso drink, but is that the price. And to me, I'm definitely saying it's well worth it. This is around $30. Which, and at the time that I bought my Aeropress, it was about that same price. The Aeropress is running about $40 right now. But you're buying an accessory that is almost the cost of your Aeropress, or depending on when you bought your Aeropress, is the cost of your Aeropress. So a lot of people had problems with that. I understand, and I honestly think it's well worth the 30 bucks. All right, so now that we've brewed our coffee, we've had time to start drinking our coffee. Let's talk about cleaning this. So right now I've got a little rigged up trash can I'll be talking about at some point in time as well, that I'm going to use for this. But dispose of the grinds however you normally would. I do encourage leave no trace if you're backpacking, or if you're at a place where you don't have a, if you're not at like a base camp. So you just press the grinds out like you would regularly. You would clean your Aeropress like you would regularly. So you just rinse this off really good. Now when it comes to this cap, you'll see there are some grinds there. Get this out the way. You just rinse it off. So I'm just going to come over to the side here. So I rinsed off enough of the grinds so I can try to pull this filter out. Now this is a little bit tricky. I've been trying to come up with different methods and ways to get this filter to come out a bit easier. Right now I'm just trying to pop it with my fingernail, which I don't have much. But I just kind of went around in a circular motion until this popped out. I've also experimented with using my hand here on the bottom with some air pressure, and sometimes that has popped this out. I've also actually, you can blow through this. I preferably don't want to do that because I don't want to get a habit of that's how I'm going to clean it in case I'm actually backpacking with other people and I make them coffees, right? So I try to keep my stuff as clean and sterile as possible in case I happen to work with others. And now I've taken it out, there's still a little bit there, so I'm just going to flip this other side. Just rinse that off a little bit, try to push those grinds out. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the cap, but really the cap's pretty clean. So, you know, I beg to differ. If you wanted to, other than the fact it's a little bit of water, you could just rinse the filter itself off and then get going. But let me just go in and rinse this out. Yeah, there's absolutely no grinds in that. I'm going to put this over here. It's causing an echo. There's no grinds in that, so I'm just kind of rinsing off any coffee that could be in there, so it's not getting a stale flavor to it. And I just put this back in, and that's all it is to it. You can put it back on a device, you're good to go. What I have also done, let me rinse this off so I can show you this. Not that I really have to, I could just talk on it, but I like to show. Show and tell, show and tell. All right. So what I also like to do after I'm done is I will take this and I'll do that. You saw a little bit of a mist fly out there. And I do that just to kind of push that water through the filter. And that's all it is to it. So, hope you enjoyed the video and hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for watching. Bye.